Good morning, good morning. Welcome, replay viewers. This is your. Hey, good morning, good morning, good morning. How's everybody doing today? I hope you guys are doing well. What's going on? What's going on? Come on into the scope. Come on in. Come on in. What's crack-a-lacking on a Friday morning? Man, it's a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful day. Hey, good morning. Good morning. Good morning, Black X Diva. No, you did not miss a scope yesterday. I was not able to scope yesterday at my normal time because I had an appointment to go to in the morning. Good morning, good morning. Morning, Ben. Good morning, I mean 220. Madam D. Good morning. I'm glad you're back. Hey guys, I'm glad to be back. It was just a very, very busy day with doctor's appointments and all this other stuff. So glad to be back. Good morning. Really enjoyed your podcast the other day. Great job. That's awesome. That's awesome. I'm really glad you liked it. If you haven't checked out the podcast, if you have an iPhone, go to iTunes. You can search it, The Power Project. If you haven't listened to it already, if you don't have iTunes, how often we release podcast episodes. So there's going to be 2 a week. There's going to be one on Monday and there's going to be one on Wednesday. So the Monday one, I'm pretty excited because we call it Power Monday. So it's a nice little surprise for you guys. So be ready for Monday. But Wednesday is the typical conversation I would watch right now. But I'm about to graduate from. Nice, congratulations, little. Missed the name, but congratulations on graduating from WSSU. Congratulations, that's awesome. That's huge. So enjoy yourself, little Muslima 22. Congratulations on that. I really, that's huge. That's huge. You're setting yourself up to win. Now, once you cross that stage, it's time to be a go-getter. Jamaican Nature, you really enjoyed the podcast. That's awesome. That's awesome. See, that's what I'm talking about. If you haven't checked out the podcast, go check it out on iTunes. If you went to FromPaychecksToPower.com, you can listen to it there. But iTunes is really good too. And if you have listened to it on iTunes, leave a review, subscribe, so other people, can see that it's something worth listening to, because people only listen to stuff or read stuff or watch stuff based on what somebody else has said, so you want to make sure that you are willing to contribute to the movement so people can start listening to it because you put a review out there that makes them want to listen to it. Thank you for inviting your followers, those of you who have. If you haven't invited your followers, please go ahead and do so now, before we dive into today's topic. Yes, thank you for the hearts. Keep them going. Let's have a heart attack, right? Most heart attacks occur between 8 a.m. and 9 a.m. So let's get that going. Let's get it going. Yeah. All right, guys. So again, if you don't know who I am, my name is Shannaan Dawda. Thank you, HGR Ladder, for inviting your followers. Thank you. Hey, Janine, what's going on? What's going on? I hope you're doing well. I love the heart colors right now. So I'm an alpha phi alpha, and I just see pink and green hearts. AKAs, I see you ladies out there. But thank you for sharing on Twitter. If you don't know who I am, my name is Shannaan Dawda, financial coach, CPA, author of the book From Paychecks to Power. If you haven't read the book already, you're behind. I mean, people are literally buying the books in droves. They are making moves to change their life. If you want a financial plan to guide you throughout your life, this is the book you need to read. Buy it, read it, and it's a book I highly recommend that you read once a year. Like, just to make sure you're on track, just to make sure you're following your plans, just to make sure that you are, on track to become a millionaire in no time. And so you got to check out the book From Paychecks to Power. Check it out, read it. If you're trying to get yourself in financial order, you're trying to pay off debt, you're trying to build wealth, you're trying to learn how to budget, you're trying to buy a home, you're trying to do all that stuff, all right here. All right, cool. So with that, yes, it's on Amazon. You can get it there. Both the hard copy and the Kindle form, whatever works for you. You can check it out there. You can also go to FromPaychecksToPower.com just to kind of go to the book's website, check out a little bit more about it. But if you do order, it'll take you straight to Amazon as well. So cool. So now that we're through that, man, I'm feeling much better now. My muscles are a little bit more relaxed. I've been going to therapy and all that good stuff, man. I'm starting to feel it, man. I'm starting to feel good. I want to get back in the gym, honestly. I really do. I've been working out since I was 13. So I'm 30. That means I've been working out for 17 years. And it's a lifestyle, honestly, man. Like, and that's why, like, a lot, like a lot of people, and this is one of the things we can apply this to getting out of debt, right? Hippie vegan, thank you for inviting your followers. We can apply this to getting out of debt. I've been working out for so long that if I don't work out, I feel terrible. I've been working out for so long that if I don't work out, I feel like I'm not myself, right? And it's one of those things where it's become a habit, it's become a lifestyle. Like, my body just knows that we get up in the morning and it's time to get to work, right? And so it's like withdrawal, right? And you can apply the same thing to being financially free and being out of debt and having your finances in order, because I've been debt free now. Next month will be 5 years. It's a lifestyle. It's hey, Nadir, what's going on? It's a lifestyle. It's a part of my everyday living. So if I were to just tomorrow go into debt, I'd be having problems. I probably wouldn't be able to sleep at night. Hey, Ashley, and so it's one of those things where you have to be willing to understand that you have to. Thank you, I appreciate that. You have to be willing to learn and make it a lifestyle. Right, because a lot of people just catch on the trends, and and they just want to do what everybody else is doing, and you got to just do something that's for you, right? Like, financial freedom is for me, working out is for me, it's for me, and so it's one of those things that you have to be willing to understand. Like, you got to commit to the process. It's got to be a lifestyle. All right. And so with that, you have to understand that, being debt free, don't follow the trends. Yeah. All right. Absolutely. Being debt free, being in shape, all this stuff. You just have to make sure that you're doing it. Good morning, Janine. You got to make sure you're just sticking to your principles and your values and stop trying to do what everybody else is doing, And so for me, I've been working out since I was 13. Now working out is popular. Everybody wants to work out now, but I was working out because I started playing football in middle school, and they had us working out, and so it just stuck because that was a great way for me to relieve stress and to take care of myself and look great. Like breathing. You have to, right? Absolutely. I have the book. Excited. Nice. That's awesome. Congratulations. And it's so true because, and you can look at it from any point of view. Like, yeah, there's some superficial stuff in there. So, like, working out, one of the reasons why I want to work out, yeah, because I want to look great. I want to be able to, to have the beach body that I want, right? But that's also a sense of, to motivate me, to feel confident. So when I'm doing a business deal or when I'm presenting, I'm not even worried about my looks because I'm content with my looks, right? Good health, good physical appearance, all these things. Like, I promise you, if my car was totaled this past weekend, and I kid you not, if it was not because I'm in the physical strength that I'm in, I'm sure the damage would have been a lot more to my body, right? To walk away with just cuts on my hand, a scrape on my knee, a sore neck because of the whole whiplash effect. I'm grateful for that because I think had I not been working out, had I not been in shape, had I not been like always pushing my body to become better, it probably would have been a lot more tragic. Hey Sean, thank you. Cutting the cable bill, first step to winning. Nice, right? And so, like, because my body was used to the physical activity, like the accident didn't create some kind of trauma on my body. My body was used to the hard work. It was used to resistance. It was used to, pushing through, difficult situations. So that's what it's all about. Training your body to be ready to perform when it's time. And it's the same with your money. You got to be willing to be on a budget. You got to be willing to get out of debt. And so when things happen to you, such as me totaling my car, my finances are ready to get another car. And this is with or without the insurance company giving me the check. You know what I'm saying? So, like, you got to position yourself, to always be on point, always be ready. Looking at debt so differently now. Praise God that he kept. Thank you, Cody. I appreciate that. Right. And of course, first and foremost, thank God, because when the car was spinning, is literally, I was at his mercy, so no amount of working out or strength can do that. But the bruise and effect on your body is what I'm trying to say was minimal because I was already, like, very active as a human being, but like, yeah, like getting out of debt and all these things, man, and that goes to today's topic, man. It's like, are you doing? I haven't gotten a new car yet, Ben. Still trying to figure things out. I got a few people that I know with dealers licenses, so I hear you can get a pretty good deal on cars if you go to an auction. So we'll see what happens. But you know, what was I gonna say? Like, are you doing what is necessary for you to be financially free? Because everybody talks about it. Everybody wants to be out of debt. Everybody says they want to be, financially, stable. That's awesome. I mean, 220, congratulations on getting the book. You've been a dedicated follower. You've been sharing, you've been posting, you've been commenting. I'm excited that you're reading, that you're getting the book. That's awesome. That's awesome. And that's huge. And then also, too, so everybody says they want to be financially free, but are you taking the necessary steps? Right? Are you buying the book? Are you, when you're watching these scopes, are you applying the information that you're learning? Or are you just watching? Right? Because there's a lot of information zombies out here. Right? We just take in all the information and we take no action. We're just taking in information, that processing so much stuff, not doing anything. So you have to be willing to start taking action. Right? And start, putting yourself in position, right, Ben? Right, paying cash, absolutely cash all day, and because I don't want to have a payment. I don't want my money every month to be, first thing I have to do is to pay my car note. Like, before I get paid, that's already a bill. That's ridiculous. And that's one of the reasons keeping the middle class broke is not the jobs, is not no jobs being available, because there's plenty of jobs, but is how we're living our life. We're signing up for car payments and wondering why we're broke. You buy a $30,000 car in 5 years, 6 years, the car is worth $8,000. You just lost $22,000 over a 5 year, 6 year period. That's why you buy a used car, you pay for it cash, you drive it, and you want to get rid of it, you sell it. You didn't take a huge loss. If I buy a $10,000 car, right, and I sell it 5 years later, let's say it's worth like $5,000 now. I only lost $5,000, but over that 5 year period, the car made me a ton of money by taking me to jobs, taking me to opportunities, speaking engagements, taking me to meet with clients, taking me to the airport, all these different things. So I made my money. But a lot of people, you go buy a $30,000 car, and that car is going to go down in value, huge amount. And so if it drops down to $8,000 over 6 years, then you literally have lost $22,000 plus, whatever you spend on maintenance, plus whatever you paid on your insurance. So you have to be really looking at it, from that perspective. Like, the rich people that I know, the millionaires that I know, that's a good question. I'll get back to you just a second, Regulates. But the rich people that I know, they don't have flashy things, guys. I mean, their flashy things are their assets. Like, I personally worked for a couple millionaires at a CPA firm. One of them, you know what he did? Paid $8,000 for my last car. I had it for 13. Absolutely. My car that just got totaled, I paid $8,000 for it too. I was driving. It was my 3rd year driving it, or almost 4th year. So it's fine. And I kept it clean, had rims and wheels. But the millionaires that I know, they were flashy. They aren't flashy. They do get the job done. When I worked for them, they had a house. Like, they would have their flashiness would be their assets, right? So one would have a house in Hilton Head on the beach, right? He also had a house in the mountains. You know what I'm saying? Like, he also had a house here in Atlanta. That's 3 houses. You add those all together, he's already a millionaire. A house on the beach, a house in the mountains, and a house in Atlanta. All of those minimum $350,000 for each home. So that's already over $1 million worth. Right, and so then what kind of car was he driving? At that time, it was 2012. At that time, he was driving a 2010 Honda Accord, maybe 2009. So it's a used 3-year-old car, and he's buying it cash money. Magnificent. His daughter turned 16. What does he do? He buys her a used Kia Soul cash money. $12,000 car, maybe $13,000 car. That's how they're rolling, guys. That's how they're rolling. That's how millionaires are rolling. They don't have the Lambos. They don't have the Bentleys. They don't have the stuff that makes people go ooh and ah. They just have what they want to say ooh and ah about is their assets, their bank statements. You know what I'm saying? They want to say ooh and ah about how much am I worth, right? Because if I go buy a Bentley, 300 grand. In 10 years, that Bentley is now worth 100,000. I just lost $200,000 over a 10-year period. Who's the dummy? You know what I'm saying? So you have to look at these things, man. You have to be smart. You got to be thinking about where you're trying to be. Now, this person who had this individual, the doctor I work for, who's a millionaire, drives a Kia. Absolutely. That's what happens. Like he drives a Kia. You see that? Janine is telling you guys, like straight up, people who are around millionaires are seeing that the millionaires, they blend in just like average folk. They're not trying to sit here and, wear a badge or, hey, look at me, I'm a millionaire, I got status. It's the people in the world of the entertainment, the movies, the artists, the singers, all this stuff that you see them and you think that's millionaire status. No, the real millionaires are people, they look just like me and you, every average individuals. They're just chilling, and that's what you have to be really willing to understand that. You have to be willing to understand that. I think, right, they're humble, right? I don't have to wear my money. You let your money work for you. You know what I'm saying? Squash the pride. Absolutely. Nobody needs to know what's going on with your bank account. The reason why I give you guys a little bit of transparency of what's going on with me, because I want you guys to understand that you can be just like me. You can have no debt. You can have an emergency fund in your bank account. You can position yourself to start building wealth. You can position yourself to build your own business. You know what I'm saying? So you have to be willing to understand these things and allow yourself to not get caught up in the hype. Because it's so easy. I'm telling you, it's so easy. You get a new job, you're like, oh, I deserve a new car. And then you go get something that you can't even afford because you're getting a payment on it. That means you can't afford it. So you got to be, right, it's the poor folks that try to be flashy, right? Because they think, poor and broke people think that money is the solution. They think that having $1 million is the solution, when in reality, the solution is being happy with your life and happy with what you spend your time doing. Then the money will come. You get it? Like, if I'm happy coaching people, I'm going to pour everything I got into coaching people. And so because I'm doing that coaching to the best of my ability, the money's going to come, right? Because word's going to travel that, man, I have a financial coach. He is the man. Like, he takes care of his clients. He's literally checking up on us every other week. We're sending in our receipts to him on a weekly basis to make sure we're sticking to our plans, and they're like, man, this dude is involved. And they start telling all their friends, right? And so at that point, all of a sudden, you get so many clients, you're like, man, the money's just rolling in. You know what I'm saying? Right. You know what I'm saying? And so you have to be willing to understand that. You have to be willing to understand that it's more than just the dollar amount. You have to get to a place of where I'm happy with my life. I'm happy with what I'm spending my time doing. I'm happy to be serving humanity. That's where the money comes from. Every millionaire has done something to serve humanity in a different capacity. So you can even look at someone, you're like, well, Steve Jobs and Apple, they make a ton of money. What do? They provided a product that serves humanity. You know what I'm saying? Like the iPhone, right? It was revolutionary, right? Because it took your MP3 device plus your phone and brought them together. That served humanity. It solved the problem. People didn't have to carry two devices anymore. Right, you didn't have to have the iPod in your pocket, and you also didn't have to have a cell phone in the other pocket or in your purse. Right, it solved a problem. It served humanity. Right, and so because of that, look, Apple came back with strength. Right, right. Money minus wisdom equals broke. Absolutely, been there. Truth, absolutely, I've been there too. And I regulate. To think you asked me a question: is there such thing as good debt and bad debt with your business? To me, absolutely not. There's no such thing as good debt. Every debt requires you to make payments. Every debt requires you to now be the borrower is slave to the lender, right? So every debt requires you to have to pay somebody else. Every debt requires you to be pretty much a slave to somebody else. And that's why I don't do that. And that's why I don't encourage people to be in debt, because at the end of the day, your business, which was your business, is now, no such thing as good debt, right, Kim? Your business is now, it was your business and your passion and your dream, but now it's a job. Check this. If I were to go to Bank of America, take a $100,000 loan so I could, say, get an office, right? Whatever. Right? If I do that, what's going to happen? Now I'm going to be working every month trying to get money to pay that payment back to Bank of America. You know what I'm saying? And so, now my business is no longer my business. My business is now me working a job so I can pay Bank of America back. What if that debt generates income? I mean, I could still take out a loan on my business and, and say I generate income, but where's that income going? Right back to the bank. You know what I'm saying? So is that really benefiting you? Right? Is that really benefiting you? Is you taking out the loan in your business, you're making money, but the money's going right back to the bank, and and it's 9 times out of 10, most businesses aren't going to do that. aren't going to just take the debt, and the debt is going to literally allow their business to just blow up and thrive. It's all risk, man. It's all risk, and you have to understand that. Like, you always hear these one exception stories. You hear the Facebooks, you hear the Ubers, you hear the Twitters. Those are the 1 out of 1 million businesses that succeeded. There's millions that failed. There's millions that packed up shop that we never heard about. So we have to remember, keep things in perspective. Don't get caught up in the whole, like, I'm trying to be the next exception, because that's not going to happen. You have to be willing to understand that debt, at the end of the day, makes it difficult for you to run your business or your life. And so you have to understand that, a lot of people are not going to understand that because society has told them different. Listen, I have a finance degree. I have an accounting degree. You know what they told me? They told me debt is good. But when I was living paycheck to paycheck, I didn't feel anything good about that. When I was broke, I didn't feel anything good about that. When I was making payments to Sally Mae, Best Buy, whoever else, I didn't feel anything good about that. Even, like, all I felt was pain. All I felt was struggle. All I felt was I got to the end of the month and I had nothing to show for it. That's not good. Right. That didn't help me. That didn't help me benefit. It just created stress, created hardship. Yeah, it was a trap. It made me feel like I was broke. And I just couldn't. I can't do that anymore. Right. Debt is slavery to the free. Absolutely. Because, I mean, man, it really is. And a lot of people, they hear you say it. What helps listening to what helps is listening to podcasts every day to keep you on track. Right. Absolutely. Absolutely. And that's one of the reasons why I'm doing the podcast. I got the Periscope. We're doing the podcast so people can kind of listen to what's going on, constantly have routine so you can have things going, and so you have to understand that, like, I've been there on the other side. The debt wasn't beneficial to me. Can anybody in here tell me that debt is beneficial to you? Has you seen the debt help you? Has it made you, feel great about yourself in your life? You know what I'm saying? Like, I just haven't seen that. Right. Look at all the no's. Look at all the no's. Like, everyone is saying no. So, like, you have to understand that if it has not helped you, then why in the hell are you going to sign up for it? Why in the hell are you going to say that there's good debt? Why in the hell are you going to tell other people that, you go build your credit? Because the only way to build your credit is to do debt. So you got to understand that all this stuff that's out there is a bunch of garbage. You know what I'm saying? So just don't get caught up in what you saw. All the no's just hit the screen at one time. So make sure that you're paying attention to this stuff, because what I'm saying that comes out of my mouth is not a lie. It's real. Right, like allowing yourself to be financially free. Right, good morning, Anissa. Sorry you missed the notification. Cash is king, but why are teachers teaching debt is good? Because you look who's funding the society, the banks. Right, who's writing the contribution checks to the school? The banks. Why the schools are teaching this? Debt helped me create more bills. Right, and that's not good. Like, you have to look at it like this. People, even the financial advisors in the market, I'm different from everybody else. They would consider me crazy, or they consider me conservative, but I'm not conservative, man. What I'm looking at is, if the nation is broke, 76% of the people are living paycheck to paycheck, then we got to understand that it's not working. Right, we got to understand that it's not helping people to be in debt. We got to understand that. It helped and hurt my business, boiled down to the discipline. Right, Ed. And so at the end of the day, most people, and you just hit the nail on the head yourself. Most people don't have the discipline. Most people don't have the discipline, sir. And so because of that, that's why 76% of the nation is broke. And so because of that, it's a problem, because debt is not natural. It's not natural for the human being to be into debt. It's not natural for the human being to go to another human being and be like, hey, I owe you money, and this is a good thing. Did you just hear what just came out of my mouth? No other human being can naturally be like, hey, I owe you money, and this is a good thing because this is going to help me do whatever. No. If I owe you money, my first objective is to get it right back to you, because I don't want that burden on my head anymore. And so as a human being, we naturally don't want that burden on our head anymore. So, but the thing is that we, as human beings, we naturally don't have the discipline required to be, quote unquote, perfect with debt. So that's one of the problems, man. It's like, debt, it requires you to go against the grain. It requires you to go against your natural instincts. And so because of that, it's hard. It's hard to manage that, because it requires you to go against everything that you were born with, your natural intelligence that's telling you, if I owe somebody something, what I got to pay them back. I got to pay them back as quickly as possible because this is not good. Right? This is not good for me to be working and I'm getting paid. I got to go pay somebody else. This is not good. And so you start thinking about these things and you start really breaking it down. You're like, debt, at the end of the day, it might open some doors, but 9 times out of 10, it closes a lot of doors. I've seen a lot of businesses doors close because of debt. And so because of that, there's that 1% that manage their debt very, very well. They've been successful with debt. But again, it's just like that 1% that, have always had a six-pack their whole life. They've just been in shape. They eat right. They've been eating right since they were 13, right? Like, that's just rare. Most people got to put in work to get to where they want to be, and we don't have the discipline to live a whole life of just managing debt. You know what I'm saying? And so, right, Brown Sugar, definitely check out the book From Paychecks to Power if you haven't read it. Right, if there was no debts, the banks would suffer. And that's why oh man, you don't want to get me started on that, but that's why this society is set up the way it's set up. Because if you don't have the banks in place, taking all this debt, then all of a sudden you have a free nation of people doing whatever it is that they want to do, right? Because you don't have to go to work because you don't have the debt anymore. So now you can make your career change. You can start your own business. You can literally start moving your life into the direction that you want. But when you're working to pay back debt, you're working to pay back the banks, you're working to pay back, Sally Mae, you can't do what it is that you want to do. I mean, I promise you, there's 58 people, say 60 people on this scope right now that are live. There's a lot more viewers who are just watching. Right now it says 157 viewers, right? So if you say 160 people, there's probably 130 people of that 160 who do not like what they're doing with their job. There are 130 people who do not like what they're doing with their job. But why can't they leave? Because of their debt, because of their obligations, because of their expensive lifestyle, which is because of debt. And so, I'm telling, be real with you guys. Did I ever think I was going to leave the CPA firm? No. I thought I was going to work my way up to be a partner, make $1 million a year, whatever, do my thing, right? I had the ability. I was African American, one of the few African Americans at the firm. I could be that token black guy, right? I could work my way up and be that guy who could fit the part, play the part, right? And because I'm a clean cut dude, suit, professional, I can do that, right? But at some point when I paid off all my debts, a shift happened in my mind, Thank you, Kim Baker. I appreciate that. A shift happened in my mind, and I realized that this is not what I want to do. I had no more debt. Making money was no longer a motivating factor anymore, and I was like, I started coaching people on the side for fun, right? And then I realized that I could make money coaching, and it was beneficial. And I jumped out of corporate 2 years later. So what I'm trying to get you guys to understand, that, man, once you don't have the debt around your neck anymore, you make different choices in life. And you can't make those choices when you got payments, car payments, student loans, credit card payments. And so that's what I'm trying to get you to understand. Thank you, Ed. I appreciate that. And so I've been debt free now for 5 years. And I'm never going back. It's just like someone who used to be 600 pounds and now I'm down to 180. Do you think I'm ever going to go back to 600 pounds? No, because I like how I feel. I like the energy. I like having the freedom, right? And so it's one of the things that you have to understand. It's just a new lifestyle, a new way of living. And so I'm saying all of this to you guys because at the end of the day, man, the whole thing is just broken. The whole system is broken. In order for you to be considered financially stable, you have to have credit. The only way to build credit is to borrow. And so what the credit score tells you that you're a great borrower, and so you have to be willing to understand that it's not to your benefit. An entrepreneur cannot be debt burdened. Yes, and that's real. Like, as an entrepreneur, you cannot be ridden with debt because it affects your decisions. It affects what moves you're going to make. If I was in debt, do you think I probably would have wrote the book? No, because the money that I used to write the book, I probably would have used to pay the debt. If I was in debt, do you think I would have developed the high school curriculum? No, because the money that I used to develop the high school curriculum, which is about $8,000, would have probably went to pay off some debt. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I was in debt, do you think I would have, launched, hosted all these seminars and events? No, because the money that was going to go to these events, probably would have gone to pay the debt. because you're like, well, I got to make this payment, or they're going to just come and, give me a bad business rating, or maybe come and, take my business to court, or come and take some of my assets. So you have to be willing to really, really think about these things, ladies and gentlemen, because you're sitting here, right, don't do debt financing either. Right, absolutely not. I'm telling you, the business owners that I know who are cash flowing their businesses are killing it. Right, I wouldn't be free to help anybody because I'd be literally working for Bank of America to pay them back. I'd be in bondage. It'd be like Pharaoh and the people of Egypt, right, who were just working under his slavery. Like that's how it was, like straight up, like just working to work for somebody else, helping somebody else build their dream. And like that's just not me. I like to be in the. I had a panel discussion last night, and as for any of you who are looking to get into business, I want you guys to understand one thing. You're looking to get into business, make sure that you jump into business with as little expenses as possible. You guys hearing me? And when you have debt, you can't jump into it with as little expenses as possible. You have to be willing to cut off all your debts, clean up everything. So when you jump, it's not costing you $4,000 a month to live. It's only costing you $2,000 a month to live. So then you can figure out you don't have to make as much money from your business than you would have had you been in debt. You know what I'm saying? Like, be smart about this. So then when someone says, well, there's good debt for your business, I'm like, well, you say you'll take out that debt, and now you got an extra $1,000 payment every month because you took out a $100,000 loan or $200,000 loan, whatever, your payment is. Let's say it's $2,000. Like, you're literally creating a harder situation for you and your business because you're going to be rushing, trying to grow things, and it might not be the right product for you to grow. It might not be the right service for you to offer. It might not be the right thing that you need to be doing, but you're going to do it anyway because you're trying to make money and nobody's buying it. Nobody's interested in what you're offering, right? You're just rushing into business because you have no choice. You know what I'm saying? So you have to be really willing to understand that, that slow and steady wins the race, whether it be with your finances, whether it be with your business, whether it be with, your relationship, whatever. Slow and steady wins the race. And so you got to be willing to grow your business slowly and organically. Take your time. Don't jump into debt, which forces you to try to move 100 miles an hour. At 100 miles an hour, you're just smashing into brick walls. No, like, I need you to take your time, navigate the path. The journey is not easy. You got to figure out what direction you want to go in and just maneuver slowly. Because, when I've made so many changes to my business when I started 3 years ago, when I officially became a business in August of 2013. And so when I started in 2013, I've made so many changes to that. You have the plan, but you got to adjust the plan as you go, right? You got to adjust it to what the people want, what the people need, but you're still not, selling yourself out. So, at the same time, you got to be willing to adjust those things, right? And if you're moving at 100 miles an hour to pay back these debts, you're moving at 100 miles an hour to, you feel like you're oppressed because you can't think outside the box because you got debt payments on your business. You're going to create difficulties. Yeah, right. The tortoise always beats the hare. Right, and that's my favorite, one of my favorite books. Like, straight up, The Tortoise and the Hare. Because slow and steady wins the race every single time. And like, it doesn't, because you've got people who are like, oh, I got to get the debt, go move fast and do this. They're like the rabbit. They got the ADD. They're all over the place trying to do everything. What happens? They get exhausted. They get burnt out. They get caught sleeping. They get caught taking a nap. Well, the people who move like me, the tortoise and the hare, we're just taking one step day by day. One step day by day. One step day by day. And when we catch that tortoise and that hare and we see him passed out, burnt out, sleeping over there, and we just keep on taking next steps. Right? 5 years later, who's the champion and who's the guy who had to close the shop up? That's how it works. And so, and it's real. It's so real. Like, I can look back 3 years ago and see where I am now. My business is way so far ahead than of the people who were trying to do what I'm doing, but who were trying to do it the fast way. And that's real. The people who are doing what I'm doing, who try to do it the fast way, I'm so far ahead of them. Like, not trying to be bragging or, arrogant, but I'm so far ahead of them in terms of my customer relations, my fan base, the people that I'm working with, my followers here on Periscope. Like, people look at my Periscope and they're like, man, 20,000 followers. What have you been doing? I just been consistent, one step at a time every day, giving a quality message every day, one step at a time, day by day. I'm not doing 10 scopes a day. I'm not doing 30 scopes a week. Some people are giving scopes 5 times a day. I don't need to do all that. I'm the tortoise, guys. Slow and steady wins the race. Consistency. One step at a time. One day at a time. If I put together 365 days of consistency and hard work, I'll guarantee you'll be on a much different place than where you were a year ago. And that's real. 365 days of consistent work will get you something. Just look at if you worked out for 365 days. Do you think you would look different than you did before you started working out? You have to be willing to think like this. And so, hey, good morning, Lady Osborne. Welcome to the scope. And so, right, consistency, persistent, discipline. You got to keep moving, right? One step at a time. You speak that to work out, right? And that's what I'm trying to get you guys to understand is like so many people try to get caught up in the flash and keep it moving, and they try to do so much at one time. And it's like, just stop trying to be the hare and the tortoise and the hare. Let's be the turtle. Let's take it nice, slow, steady. Right. One of the biggest things that I'm grateful for is that in my family, I'm known as the most patient person in the family. And so it doesn't take it. If I'm angry, hey, good morning, his and her money. Thank you, guys. And if you're new to this scope, hit the little man and follow me. Thank you for inviting your followers. I'm the author of the book From Paychecks to Power. I teach people how to get out of debt, start thriving, and start winning with their money. Thank you, Sharmdal Michelle, for inviting your followers, and Ms. Johnson as well. You have to get out of this whole debt situation, free up your money so you can start thriving. That's what we were talking about today. And we got a little bit off onto the entrepreneurship side because a lot of people want to start businesses, but they start businesses with debt. That makes it difficult for yourself. When you start your business with debt, your expenses are higher. When your expenses are higher, that forces you to have to generate more revenue. And when you're forced to generate more revenue, you're going to be making decisions based on that, and you're not going to be making decisions based on what's best for your customer. Right? So like when people come to me for coaching, they might come to me and be like, hey, I'm interested in your 6-month coaching package. And I'm like, no, there isn't an audio version yet. We're coming soon, working on it this summer. So I stay posted on that. TrueFinancialCoaches.com. Yes, that's the website. You can also go to FromPaychecksToPower.com to check out the book. But you have to really think about this. If I'm running a business, I want my expenses to be low, because when you start making your decisions based on revenue, because I got to make a certain amount of money, for my business, you're going to start making decisions that are not best for the customer. And you don't ever want to be in that predicament, because you always want to make a decision what's best for your client or your customer. People come to me for coaching. You know what? Because I'm not desperate for money, this is what happens. They come to me for coaching and they're like, hey, I'm really interested in your 6-month coaching package. Or they'll say, I'm interested in your coaching program. I see you got 3 different packages, and what do you and I tell them about each one of them. They're like, well, I'm really interested in a 1-month program. I'm like, okay. I'm like, well, do you know that if for the 1-month program, the difference between the 1 month and the 3 month based on the payment structure, you'd be paying the same thing literally for the first month, and then the only difference is the month 2 and month 3, you'd have payments for the next months of service versus just the 1-month package where you pay, right? And so, and when I explain the different packages to them, I'm not forcing them to go with the higher package, thank you, Anissa. I'm glad you enjoyed the coaching call, which, by the way, is on sale for $55. We're going to shut it down Sunday. So there was so much benefit and so many people enjoyed it. So if you want a 30-minute call with me to talk about your finances, talk about your direction of your business or whatever, check out TrueFinancialCoaches.com. It's $55. It is originally $125, but we're giving a discount for $55 this week. Expires Sunday, so make sure you signed up. Yes, we extended the sale, so it ends Friday, because there was so much, everybody was trying to get into the call, so we extended it just for 1 more week, so everyone can take the time to purchase it, so we can set up your calls and talk, but yeah, so make sure you sign up if you're interested. But listen, man, because when I coach my clients and I'm offering them the different packages, I literally let them choose. I explain to them the benefits of each, and I let them choose. Now, had I been trying to make money, absolutely. I mean, Anissa, she already got a plan that literally she follows this plan, she'll pay off about $15,000, $16,000, $17,000 of debt a year. I'm telling you straight up. Like, we already got our plan going, and that was just on a 30-minute call. Now granted, it's going to take it would take a lot more in terms of the coaching package to kind of, be accountability to do like that. But if Anissa runs with what we talked about, she's going to be great. So, you have to be willing to, if I didn't have, I'm getting back to the whole revenue piece, right? Like, if I'm making a whole bunch of money for my business, and I'm trying to make money just so I can pay debt, I'm going to be trying to upsell my clients all the time, right? But me, I'm not desperate for the money, so I'm like, hey, these are what the packages that I offer. These are the benefits of each one. You let me know what you want. That's it. They don't come to me feeling like they went to a car dealership salesman who's just trying to they came in here looking for a Honda and you trying to put them in a BMW. No, I don't do that. I just explain to them the differences, and I let them know what's best for them, what I recommend, but that choice is up to them. You know what I'm saying? And so you have to be willing to understand that. Cosmetic royalty, I do. Depending on your situation, a 30-minute call might not be long enough, but we can definitely talk. You can also, if you're interested in coaching packages, we can do a package where we do talk about your business and we talk about personal. You leave the car dealership with anxiety, right? The website is truefinancialcoaches.com, right? Check it out. But, so it's one of those things where you got to really shift your mindset away. Like, I don't sell anymore to my clients. I just offer them what I offer, and that's it. Like, I'm not trying to sell. Like, I'm not, everybody talks about sales, but if you can literally offer a quality service, most of the people who are my clients, they watch my scopes. So if you watch my scopes, you know who I am. I'm not some fraud. I'm not offering, I'm not, trying to just upsell and, or trying to, I'm not talking trash or any like garbage information. Everything is real. So if you're watching my scopes, you already know what I'm about, right? And so when you come to me for coaching, I'm not going to sit here and try to sell you anything. You already know what we're about to do. We're about to get your life in order, get your finances in order. You know what I'm saying? Right. You're not selling, you're changing lives. Right. And that's the objective, is to, if I can work with you for there's a 1 month package, 6 month package, and a year package. Even if I get the opportunity and the blessing to work with you for 1 month, I guarantee you I'll add some kind of change to your life. Right. If I get the opportunity to work for you for 3 months, magnificent. We can do that too. You're about to get some serious change. 6 months, oh man, you're about to have revolutionary change. A year, you will not be the same woman or man within a year, because your finances will be like $1 million status. Right. So it's just like, regardless of what package you get, I'm gonna add some value to your life. Right. We're about to see some changes. I mean, literally. So, like, I'm not sitting here trying to just upsell people, right? People are always trying to, business people, they get caught up so much trying to sell. Just provide the service, man. And when you're providing the service, let them know, like, this is what you're trying to do. This is where I'm trying to get. Offer the service. Next time they might come in and get a bigger package, or they might even tell their best friend about you, and now you got their best friend, and their best friend tells 3 more people. Now you got their best friend with 3 friends plus that you're coaching, right? So, like, you have to really, really enjoy the call. It was worth it. You're absolutely welcome. It was my pleasure. Even if you don't have no income and back, even if you have no income and back credit, if you have no income, you got to work on that first. No point in trying to hire a coach if you got no money. Like, if you have no income, you got to find a way to generate income. I don't know if you start cleaning people's houses, walking people's dogs, delivering pizzas, doing something, but you got to find a way to start making some money, because that's the big part to the formula. We can't clean up debt. We can't get your credit right. We can't clean up your credit history with all the debt that's out there if you don't have an income. So don't focus so much on trying to buy something that's going to get you what you need when you're not producing right now. Right. And don't look for just getting jobs. Look at creating a hustle, right? Side hustle. Look at something that generates income. My husband does. Good. So your husband does. Now, if you want to get some kind of income, I don't know what it is that you do, but you have to get your skill set. You got to get your skill set going. For me, let's say, God forbid, I can't do financial coaching anymore. I got the amazing ability to detail cars. I started detailing cars when I was like 10. My dad ran a taxi service, now a limousine service, right? And so I detail cars as a young man, and I went and worked at a car wash where I detail cars. So if worst case scenario, I'm in there detailing cars, I can put up flyers in my neighborhood. You need your car detailed? I'll come through whatever time's convenient for you. $50 a car, making money. You know what I'm saying? So like you got to be willing to understand what skill sets do you have to reserve back to when you need to generate additional income. I'm a CPA. You need your taxes done? I can do that. That's an additional service I can offer, right? You run a business, you need bookkeeping. Oh man, I can take care of you too because I need to generate some additional income to fund my dream. You know what I'm saying? Like you have to just think about what skills that you can offer to humanity that are beneficial. Like some people are really good with watching kids. Oh, you want to start a daycare in your business? That's amazing. Do that. Have people bring over their kids. You just take care of them at home. It's a little cheaper because it's not an official daycare or whatever. Cool. You're still making money out of your own home. You know what I'm saying? Like allow yourself to think outside the box, man. I know somebody who has an apartment. They rent out the second bedroom through Airbnb, making $1,000 a month just because they rent out their second bedroom. They live downtown, of course, so people get easy access to the city, paying $150 a night. They rent them out, man. They're making money. You got to just decide. I know somebody else who Ubers, made $900 over a weekend because they went to a college football town and Ubered that weekend. What are you going to do? What are you going to do to step up and make some money? Money's here. Money's on the table. There's opportunity all over this place. You can be the person that just looks around and says, man, there's nothing for me. Woe is me. The little man can't get ahead. Or you can be the person that's like, I see opportunities. I'm going to capitalize on them. Oh, if someone's not doing this, I'm going to do it. Someone needs a place to stay. Oh man, I got an extra bedroom. We're going to rent this out. Airbnb. Or I got a Lexus that I'm trying to pay off. Let me Uber so I can get extra money to pay that off. You got to start thinking like this, guys. Everybody just keeps thinking about the 9 to 5 and the job. Come on, man. Come on. When have you seen a millionaire, somebody become a Bill Gates working a 9 to 5? You know what I'm saying? Like the people who became millionaires, who are the wealthiest people in the nation, they run their own thing. And that's real. Because there's no ceiling cap when you run your own thing. I'm telling you, there is no ceiling. You work your job, you make $50,000 a year. Yeah, that's your salary. That's what you're going to make. Next year, they're going to bump you up 5%. Okay, cool. Me, I run a financial coaching business. I got a client in South Korea, got a client in Japan, client in Dubai, clients all over the United States. No ceiling. I can make $500,000 this year. I can make $50,000 a year. It just depends. How much effort I put in is what I'm gonna get out. And so there is no ceiling. And I like no ceilings. As Lil Wayne says, no ceilings. Right? I don't need ceilings around here. You know what I'm saying? Like I need I want there to be a direct relationship with what I earn. What I make is because of the effort that I put in. You know what I'm saying? And I'm cool with that. Like I want it to be a direct relationship. If I give 110%, I want 110% income. That's it. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't tell me that I come to work, and that's one thing I didn't like about corporate. I would come into the job, do my job, do it great, and not get compensated for great. Right? I still got the same pay. But as a coach, when I go to speak at places and they're like, man, you did an awesome job. We want to hire you to come every year. Boom, we just set another agreement, right? If I go to a school and the students loved it and now all these other organizations want me to come in, boom, I just expanded my reach, right? I just expanded. So now instead of going to the school and having one speaking engagement, I got 6. Boom, the ceiling is not there. So the income possibility is just going through the roof, And so it's one of those things. I'm a speaker and host, not getting compensated. Well, time for you to put a price on it. Time for you to start charging. Your time is, God gave you an hourglass. We'll use this. Let's say this is an hourglass. You got this much, you got sand in your glass. You keep pouring it out. You're not getting any of this back. This time is not coming back. So you got to make sure that you're getting compensated for your time. And that's real. Your time is going. Day by day, it's running out. It might be as little as this much sand left, or it might be up here. We don't know how much time you got. But I guarantee you it's not the same what it was the day before. And so if you're pouring all this time into other people and you're not getting any kind of compensation back, that's a problem. You know how people reward you for your time in this world? It's called money. And you need to be rewarded for your time, right? Because when I reward you, when I'm spending my time on you, I don't know about you, but when I'm spending my time on somebody, I'm literally pouring my energy into them. Right? I'm literally pouring my energy. God gives me this amount of energy every day, right? And at the end of the day, it's usually depleted. Now, I'm pouring that energy into somebody else. And so everyone, even the people who had the coaching call with me this week, right? every single person on the coaching call, literally I was pouring, they could feel my energy going into them. Every person left the call motivated. Every person left the call excited, right? Every single person left the call like ready to dominate financially, right? I poured my energy into them, literally, like you just see a cup and you just pour it in. Yeah, it was just like that. But they also, the way that they showed me that they loved and appreciated that time was that they were like, here you go, Shannaan, and here's my appreciation for the love and the energy that you poured into me. Right, and so they pay you for it. That's how you. That's a way to show people that you love them and you appreciate them pouring their love into you. You know, and that's what it's all about. In the beginning, did you do free sessions to get new clients? I didn't do free sessions. I do like a little consultation to see if we're a good fit, but I don't do free, man, because you get for free, you get people who don't want to commit, man. You don't want people. It's all about investing in yourself, and people don't want to invest in themselves. You know. You're very welcome, Kim Baker. I paid off 2 more debts this week after the calls. See, winning. Do you see that? We just had a 30-minute call, me and Anissa. Paid off 2 more debts. Like, what else do you need? Like, what else do you guys need to see that I'm a highly effective coach? Like, you know what I'm saying? In 30 minutes of just conversation. You know, like, I'm just saying, guys, like, you have to be willing to understand. And congrats to you, Anissa, for being committed to the process, man. You know, because there's so many people who say it, they talk a good game, but nobody wants to walk the walk, you know. And so that's what it's all about, man. That's what it's literally, that's what it's all about, you know. And thank you, Ms. Dabney. I appreciate that, you know. And so you have to be willing to understand that you get out what you put in, man. So just get it, man. Just get it, you know, just get it, guys. And so I don't want to keep you guys any much longer. I got to get going. I got some things I need to do. But thank you guys for tuning into The Scope. If you have not already read the book, please check it out, From Paychecks to Power. Right, check it out, please, on Amazon. Read it. Dr. Purpose, please read the book. Get yourself in the position to start having some power. Today's been fire. Thank you. You're very welcome. And then also, if you haven't already, check out the podcast. We just launched it's called The Power Project. It's on iTunes. You can check it out there. You can listen to it. Please leave a review when you do. Hashtag The Power Project. Definitely check it out. And then also, go to FromPaychecksToPower.com. That's where you can find the podcast. And then you can find it also on the website as well, FromPaychecksToPower.com. You can listen to it there. But if you have it in iTunes, listen to it in iTunes and leave a review, please. People make decisions based on reviews. And so if you believe in me, you believe in what I'm doing, you believe in From Paychecks to Power, then please leave a review so other people can hear this message, because somebody will see the podcast image and be like, this sounds interesting, but they don't make a decision because there's no reviews. So leave a review. Take the 5 seconds to enter a review, man. All you got to do is hit submit a review. Just put in, oh, this is a great podcast. Boom, that's it, or whatever. It's on iTunes. If you only can leave a review on iTunes, so go to iTunes, which is on your phone, and you can do that if you have an iPhone. If you don't have an iPhone, get the book, listen to the podcast. Thank you, Spice Poet. And if you don't have an iPhone, you can go to FromPaychecksToPower.com, and you can listen to the podcast there. And so you wouldn't be able to leave a review in iTunes that way. But that's fine. But just listen to it, spread the word, share it on social media. Let people get in. Like, this is the Power Project. What are we trying to do? We're trying to put power back into the hands of the people. So it's huge. It's huge. And so financially, we need the power to go back into the hands of the people. And so the banks need to let go of the power. Sally Mae student loans need to let go of the power. Car dealerships, car manufacturers, they need to let go of our power. We got to get it back, right? So it's time to get the financial house in order. It's time for us to start living to our true potential. It's time for us to become great, the way that God created us to be. Every single one of us is destined for greatness, and so we have to be willing to understand that, you can walk into your greatness if you just stop being the slave to your lender, aka the borrower slave to the lender. And so you got to be willing to have the time. Right. It's time for us to follow our purpose. Right. And most people can't follow their purpose because they're in debt and they're just working to pay bills. And that's a sad story and a sad truth. And so anyway, you guys, thank you for your time. Thank you for the opportunity. Thank you for listening to The Scope. Thank you for sharing and inviting your followers. Just thank you for being you. Thank you for your energy. Enjoy the weekend. No, thank you, Jamaican Nature. I appreciate you. And I hope you guys create and have a great Friday. And then have a dominating weekend. Been debt-free, including the house, 6 years. Man, Mike Jones, you are the man. You are the man. You are the man. You see that, guys? Man, no house payment, no payments, just utility bills. That's amazing. That's what I'm talking about. You're very welcome, Anissa. Mike Jones, right. Woo, woo. Right, Mike Jones, that's awesome, man. We'll definitely have to connect, man. Maybe bring you on the podcast, man, so we can talk a little bit and let people hear your story, because people don't believe it's real. People don't believe it's true. So maybe we can have you come onto the show, man, and just talk a little bit about your financial freedom journey, and not having a house payment in 2016. That's amazing, right? Because everybody thinks you got to have a house payment, But anyway, I love it. Look, I'm looking to have the car paid for in Jesus' name. Right. Just make it happen. How can we connect? TGTC. How can we connect? Just find me on just go to FromPaychecksToPower.com. You can directly contact me and send me an email there. Or you can also, it's on any social media platform. My name, Shannaan Dawda, right, TrueFinancialCoaches.com. And then you can find me on any social media platform. You can send me an email directly on TrueFinancialCoaches.com, though. Maintaining residence in Atlanta and Vegas. Get his book. Awesome. That's great. Thank you, Spice Poet. Well, anyway, you guys, create a great day. We'll do today. Absolutely. You're very welcome. Thank you for tuning into the scope, TGTC. I think you are a new follower, but I'm not sure. If you're new, please hit the little man in the corner and follow me. Where can you find me on Facebook? You can find the company page, True Financial, or you can follow my personal page, Shannaan Dawda. I don't do, a lot of people have been trying to add me as friends. If I don't know you personally, I don't add people. So you can follow me, though, so definitely do that. But I've got a huge list of people trying to add me as friends, and it's like I don't know who's who. So, but yeah, so True Financial, you can find us there. LinkedIn, you can find me there as well. Twitter, Periscope, Snapchat, I'm out there. I haven't Snapchatted. I just got on there. I don't know how to use it. I might need a tutorial. Somebody teach me how to do Snapchat, man. I don't know what's going on with that app. But anyway, I feel ashamed, man. I don't know anything about Snapchat. I'm like, oh, you hold it down, you can do a video. Oh, you take a picture, it does what? Like, I don't know. Anyway, don't judge me. But anyway, you guys, create a great day, and I'll catch you guys later, and I'm out of here. Peace.